All right, I think it's about time I let you know who killed Michael Jackson. My dear friend Michael Jackson, your friend Michael Jackson. I watch this and make your own conclusion. All right, peace.
My brother, the legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th, 2009 at 2:26 p.m.
Thank you very much.
Here he is, Mr. Tohme Tohme. This person was portrayed by Michael Jackson as a very shady, dangerous person, which Michael Jackson was saying, I am afraid of him. Afraid of him. You have to understand that this man, Tohme Tohme, was fired, has been fired by Michael Jackson weeks before Michael Jackson died. So what is he doing here? He's the one that actually arranged this announcement, conference about Michael Jackson's brother Jermaine announcing to the world that Michael Jackson died. What's the irony? I don't know. But listen to this.
He had taken over Michael's complete life. He had taken over.
June Gatlin was Michael's spiritual advisor.
Michael was deathly afraid of him. That's an excellent word, deathly afraid.
What was Michael afraid of?
He was afraid of who this man is, afraid of whatever this man may or be capable of doing.
Court papers reveal Tohme's been accused of everything from fraud to making threats, and all of it, friends say, was getting too close for Michael Jackson.
Now listen to this recording session between Michael Jackson and his advisor.
But to understand just as divide between me and my representatives, I don't talk to my lawyer, my accountant, I talk to him and he talks to them. That's not good. I know it's not good. I don't like it. And I'm going to get somebody in there with him that I know and trust. I don't know what's in my accounts. I don't know. Oh, that's not good, Michael. I know that's not good.
He also negotiated Jackson's comeback tour with AEG, but behind the scenes, Tohme was plagued with problems. NBC News has obtained hundreds of pages of court documents from the 1990s detailing allegations of fraudulent real estate loans against Tohme. He resolved the suits before they went to trial without ever admitting any liability. He goes by Dr. Tohme, but he isn't licensed to practice medicine in any of the states he's lived in. Tohme has claimed he's an ambassador at large for the country of Senegal. We checked with the Senegalese embassy in Washington. They've never heard of him. How much control did Tohme Tohme have over Michael Jackson's finances?
He had pretty much complete control.
In what way?
He had checking accounts. He was having money put into the accounts. He was signing checks.
He was signing checks for Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
This is the letter written on May 5th, 2009, signed by Michael Jackson himself. It says, Dr. Tohme Tohme is no longer authorized to represent me. But friends say Tohme didn't take the hint. He kept trying to do business on Michael's behalf. The day of Michael's death, he was at the hospital.
If you please, there will be no question.
And weeks after Michael died, he said this to Matt.
I'm still in charge of Michael's Jackson's business. Till otherwise I am informed not to do so.
Dr. Murray is now the focus of the manslaughter investigation. In the court papers, police say during interviews, Murray left out key details about Jackson's final minutes. They analyzed his cell phone records. Dr. Murray was on with 3 separate callers for 47 minutes after Jackson stopped breathing, but before anyone called 911. Quote, Murray did not mention this to the interviewing detectives.
This is beyond just a lynching and a railroad job. This is like a corporate conspiracy that has hijacked our prosecutorial team of Santa Barbara District Attorney's Office to make sure that Michael Jackson is bankrupt. So Tom Sneddon had to or should have known that. So we have Tom Sneddon, the Santa Barbara District Attorney of 25 years or more, planting evidence.
Now, I'm pretty sure you all know this face. This is Tony Mottola from Sony Music. So it's very clear that Mr. Tohme Tohme was hoping to still be in charge of Michael Jackson's finances even after his death. So that could be a plan down right there. Anyway, I'll let you listen to Tony Matola and you'll figure out the rest.
Well, for the 4 albums that I was around for with Michael, there was always over-recording. 12 to 14 songs would end up on the album, just as you said. There would probably be anywhere from 25 to 30 songs recorded. Those songs are still in the can, unreleased.
You've heard these songs?
I've heard a lot of them. I've heard many of them.
Let me explain this to you. During Michael's final days, the final days of Michael's life, and during the final days that was leading up to his life, as well as the final days that surround his death, there was a lot of suspicious activity going on in his surroundings.
Like
Michael Jackson's life at the end was being controlled and manipulated. Michael Jackson was not allowed to make his own decisions. He was not allowed to hire who he wanted to hire to work for him. Michael Jackson was being told what to do, and people was controlling Michael Jackson. The same people that was controlling Michael Jackson financially, the people that was taking care of Michael Jackson, the people that was paying his bills, those are the people that was controlling Michael Jackson.
Well, who is that? Is that the corporation that owns Neverland? Are you referring to them?
No, it was the promoters who was promoting in London, which was AEG. They was, at the time of Michael's death, they were the ones that was controlling Michael's life. And this is
but what did that have to do with foul play?
Well, let me say this. Foul play will have to be determined with an investigation. But what we are saying is there was a lot of suspicious activity that was surrounding. There was a lot of suspicious activity that was occurring around Michael Jackson, and I'm willing to explain it. Michael Jackson, at the end, was not allowed to make decisions of his own. Everything was being told. Michael Jackson...
You said that.
Okay.
I understand that, Leonard, but that's not foul play.
Okay, let me explain what I'm saying to you when I say suspicious activity.
Right, what do you mean?
People was brought in to run Michael Jackson's life.
Okay.
That he had dismissed from his life in the past. Okay? By AEG. AEG brought people in that Michael had dismissed in the past. I found that to be very unusual. I was one of the people that Michael Jackson personally hired to come in. But everyone was against that. To you. There was a doctor in the house with Michael Jackson. The healthy Michael Jackson. The Michael Jackson that AEG said was in perfect health. A doctor was put in the house with Michael Jackson. And he was paid a large sum of money per month.
To do what? To take care of him, right?
Yeah, but why do someone that's completely healthy, as they say, need someone to take care of them? I consider myself healthy, Larry. I don't have a doctor living with me. Do you have one living with you?
So you're implying foul play by sending a doctor there?
No, Larry. Let me say this to you. Michael Jackson was addicted. Do you understand that? We all know that.
Correct.
It's not a secret.
Okay. Right.
Would you put a cocaine seller in the house with a cocaine addict? No,
Are
you
you
wouldn't
saying
do
they
that.
put a cocaine seller in the house? The doctor was selling cocaine?
I didn't say that, Larry. But he was able to he was able to administer drugs. Do you understand?
Joe, what do you... I understand. Hold on, Leonard. Joe, what do you...
As investigators intensified their focus on Dr. Conrad Murray, questions surrounding the timing of key events on the day Michael Jackson died. Sue Lyon manages this Houston storage facility where Murray rents a unit. That unit and the doctor's office were searched by federal investigators and LAPD earlier this week. Lyon says on the day Jackson died, 2 women who identified themselves as the doctor's employees removed up to 5 boxes from Murray's unit.
They just brought out a few boxes and put them in a vehicle and carried a couple of things in their arms and got in the car and left.
Until that moment, no one had checked into the doctor's storage unit in over a month. It was 11:22 a.m. Central Time, 9:22 Pacific, just 3 hours before the 911 call.
Well, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet.
You must understand something. Michael always told me, he says, Latoya, if anything happens to me, if I die, it's because someone murdered me, because they will kill me. Yeah. They're trying to kill me. And he would say that, and it wasn't being delusional or anything. He would say that they're doing this over his publishing, his catalog.
What kind of sentence should you receive, Latoya?
Death penalty. That's what he should be on the arm.
They murdered my brother, and they know who they are. It's not just Dr. Murray, I promise you that. It's more people involved, and they know exactly who they are.
All right. So these are the names to be remembered. Murderers. Tohme Tohme. I'm not sure about this anyway, actually. 100% sure we're talking about Dr. Conrad Murray, Dr. Tohme Tohme, AEG Corporation, and of course, Mr. Tom Sneddon.